All right, all right, all right. We are about to begin. We are about to begin trying to get my setup for TikTok ready, y'all. So let's go ready and hop in. Okay. What's this? Perfect. Looks like we. All right, guys. Hey, hey, hey. Happy. Let me go ahead and start on TikTok too. So I am going to be on both. Um, so if you see me TikTok looking over here, Facebook I'm gonna look over here, YouTube you gonna just get it where it gets it. All right, guys. Happy January. The I don't know how I can get it to do both. I might just gotta make this smaller and put it. Hold on. What I'm gonna do is make this smaller. Put it on. Let's see, we can put it on my desk. So there we go. Let's do it that way. We'll just do it that way. All right, guys. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to do 100 days of believing bigger in yourself and in your business. We're going to be coming from the book is called 100 Days of Believing Bigger. All right, I wanted to start on yesterday, right? I told myself, and I'm not going to start the new year off wrong. I'm going to start telling myself the truth. But yesterday, y'all know the Georgia game was on. I didn't realize the Georgia game was going to be on, and I should have went live earlier, but I told my email list I was going at 9 o'clock. I didn't go at 9 o'clock. Like, I'm not starting off the year off wrong, but I'm going to just be honest and try to stick what I told myself. A lot of times we don't stick to what we tell ourselves because there's no one else to be held accountable for. And so that's what I am going to do this year. And so I have it on my my thing right here. 100 Days of Believing Bigger. Free live stream starts January 1st. We did not start on January 1st due to the Georgia game. I'm still a Georgia fan, even though we lost. It doesn't matter. But I'm coming on live. So if you have this book, if you don't have this book, then you can go ahead and purchase one. But 100 Days of Believing Bigger devotional journal. Let's get into it, okay? We're going to read day number 1 and number 2, so we can be better on day number 3 on tomorrow, which I might just go live in the morning and go ahead and get it done out the way. So let's read day number 1. Trust made simple. Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I'm doing, but later you will understand." God is more concerned with our trust than our talent, more committed to our character than our career, and more interested in obedience than sacrifice because of our desire to get what we want when we want it, though we naturally tend to rush the process and attempt to put God on a timeline, don't we? We set our expectations high, we create our own schedule, and start racing toward that finish line. Then, when our expectations aren't met, we feel frustrated because we haven't met our goals. Let's sit on that right there. We set our expectations high and create our own schedule and start racing toward that finish line. Then, when our expectations aren't met, we feel frustrated because we have met our own goals. I, I, can we all agree upon that, right? But there's something God wants more than your speed, hard work, or mighty efforts. God wants your trust. That's your total. Hey, Virginia West, thanks for joining. Your total trust. Well, he wants your trust. Trust, and they put it in this form, saying for total reliance upon spiritual timing. Total reliance upon spiritual timing. Not easy, right? Instead, if you're just coming in, I'm reading from 100 Days of Believing Bigger devotional journal. This is what we're going to go over for the next 100 days. 100 days of believing bigger in you and in your business. We want direct, we want control, and we want answers. However, the truth is that we simply don't know what's best for us. We certainly don't know. We certainly don't have heaven's elevated view. And if we're acting in haste, we can get in the way of God's intended blessings for us. Trusting God is trusting his timing and believing that you can rely upon him in both the wait and the pursuit. God is never late. He's always on time. And so the devotional part was, how has trusting God's timing been a struggle for you? What may God be trying to teach you in the process? And I want things to happen now. I want my son's mindset to change now. I know it takes time. Time is really an illusion. God is teaching me patience and to watch him and his /spiritual army. The prayer, Lord, thank you for being more concerned with me being than with me doing. Equip me with unshakable level of trust in you and your timing. You are perfect in every way. Timing. Before we get to day 2, let's just time in. We want things rush, and things are not gonna, hey Mama Bear, things are not going to be rushed. Everything is in God's timing. And so, in 100 days of believing bigger in yourself, we have to trust the process for you and in your business. Trust that God will align the right people to come. Say it. I have a sticky note right here that says, I need guidance in expanding my network. Guidance on the people I'm called to do life and business with. Right? We have to ask for that guidance in this season. In this season, people are fake. People are weird. Period. They give weird energy. That's the saying. But we need to trust, like it says right, we're on day 1. Trust the timing of God. His timing, believing that you can rely upon him in both the wait and the pursuit. There's another book that I love. It's called Higher in Heaven, right? And so when we're trusting God, we say, oh, there's an army, all that type of stuff. We have to hire heaven. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I like to use that book because it is so true. And I don't know if people don't get that. For you have a heavenly army, a spiritual army behind you, all over working, that can work on your behalf. If you just ask, right? If my girl Alicia Johnson always like to say, and Lord, I need to pull it up. Hold on a second. Okay. So she has this saying, right? About colliding This was supposed to be charged up. How the heck did this not get charged up yesterday? Anyways, I can't pull it up because I got TikTok over there. But basically, for everything happens in the natural, there's a correspondence happening in the supernatural. And so this book is called Higher in Heaven. It's when you ask your angels, you ask heaven to help you with simple life stuff. God says we have an army. He's talking about, we sing those songs. There's an army rising up. Our angels, we have angels. We talk about that, but we need to use it in everyday life. I had another friend. She couldn't find her pods. This is my Theron. I looked. I'm gonna look it up. She said, Theron, I looked, and couldn't find the pods. And I'm like, girl, supernatural. Hold on. Here it is right here. She couldn't find the pods. I said, I look behind here. I look. She said, she went and she asked. I said, girl, ask your angels to help you find that pod. Let God, we say cliche sayings, but let God let it go. Have you ever let something go and you come back and you find it? You come back and you realize a thought, you come back. So I told her to come back, circle back on it later on. Y'all, she said she looked behind the thing before. When she came back, she found that one little pod. Y'all know how y'all pods can be, right? She found that one pod. And so the book is called Higher in Heaven. It's in Kindle. But my girl, Alicia Johnson-Lex says, on earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven, for everything in the natural, there's a parallel and corresponding occurrence in the supernatural. If you're experiencing problems on earth, then you're experiencing problems in heaven. It is your responsibility to identify and learn that there are different levels of heaven. Spending time with heaven will assist in you identifying the need to operate at the highest level in both realms. Right? She always talked about your angels and keeping your angels employed. Keeping your angels employed by asking for the help, okay? So recap for day number 1. When we read on day number 2, because we really will be on day number 2. Recap for day number 1 on trust made simple. We have to start trusting our gut, our inner being. Now the term is when your nervous system tells you something. When your nervous system tells you something, hey French, believe it. We have to start believing and trusting in the God-given senses that we have. Because again, the question was for day 1 is, how has trusting God's timing been a struggle for you? What might be God trying to teach you in the process for you and in your business? Like we try to trust the timing for our business, but sometimes we have to slow down, write a plan, and work that plan. Like today, even though it was 10:30 when I finished the treadmill, 10:35 when I finished the treadmill, I told myself and I told my friend we need to do a mile a day. We need to do a mile a day, and we didn't do it yesterday. I was at her house yesterday. We didn't do a mile yesterday. I was at her house watching the game. But today, she sent me her mile, back hurting and all, and I went ahead and did my mile because I was on the phone talking. Let me go ahead and get on this treadmill and walk. If you're just joining, we're talking about 100 days of believing bigger in yourself and in your business. And we're coming from the 100 Days of Believing Bigger devotional journal. So let's go with day number 2, right? Day number 2 is we're still talking about trust. Seeing the unseen. Faith led Noah to listen when God warned him about the things in the future that he could not see. He obeyed God, built a ship to save his family. Through faith, Noah condemned the world and received God's approval with what comes through faith. Noah's story is a wonderful example of what it looks like to truly trust God. And we talked about on day 1 What trust stands for: total reliance upon spiritual timing. Total reliance upon spiritual timing. Total reliance upon spiritual timing, yeah. But think about it. Noah was obedient, patient, and willing to be seen as crazy, weirdo. Weird. Could you imagine them like, why the world he building a boat? It ain't rain. It never rained. It ain't rained in so many days. He's sitting there building a boat. Willing to be seen as crazy by others who didn't understand what he was doing. They couldn't see what he saw or hear what he heard. Remember, trust is what enables us to access the voice of God with greater intensity and clarity. These qualities protected Noah and preserved his legacy and his family. He trusted God's instructions even when others humiliated him. He took the time to build the ark and didn't rush. After the flood, Noah first sent a raven, then a dove to test and see if it was ready for his family to emerge. When the dove returned without a branch, Noah knew that the place for his feet was not ready yet. Water still covered the land, but later the dove returned with a branch, signaling the wait was over. Building a spiritual trust, is the primary way God equips us to experience the incredible. So, for day 2 was what would Noah have become? What would have become of Noah and his family if what would have become of Noah and his family if he ignored the message and instead decided that it was the right time to step out? I put the animals aboard might not have thrived, especially if they ate off the land. Trust. Trust. But the title of this was Seeing the Unseen. Seeing the Unseen. Again, we're talking about 100 days of believing bigger in yourself and your business. With society being as it is, sometimes it is a struggle to believe more in your capabilities. Believing in your capabilities, your God-given, I call them tags, talents, ability, gifts, and strength, because we're so bombarded with social media. We're so bombarded with all these things that make you shrink, make you not use your voice, makes you not do those type of things because of how society is. Seeing the unseen. As we are here in we are in a new year now. We are going to make promises to ourselves, about ourselves, for ourselves, and for our business. I want you to, in these next 100 days of believing bigger for yourself and for your business, to really sit with yourself. Today we did day 1 and day 2. We talked about trust made simple, and we talked about seeing the unseen. You may look crazy to some people when you're believing more for yourself, for your family, more for your business. People may think you are crazy because of your belief. But I want you to continue to believe. I want you to continue to believe more in you and in your business. I believe in you. Theron, how do you believe in me and you don't even know me like that? Let me tell you something. I believe in the God in you. I believe God puts us all here for a plan and for a purpose. And whatever you feel is your talents, your ability, gifts, and strength, that's what it is. And I need you to move on it. But we like to second guess ourselves. We do second guess ourselves. This ain't really what comes natural to us is really a talent or an ability or a gift or a strength that comes natural to you. And in these next 100 days, the next 99 days, I want you to start believing bigger for you. Just like Noah, he believed bigger for his family. God told him something, he went off of that. How many times has God told you something and you kind of ignore it? I'm not ignoring it now. The still small voices come to you. The still small voices come to you. You need to be able to go ahead and listen, discern, and then make your move. This was planned. Noah and his stuff was, faith led Noah to listen when God warned him about the things. God does warn you about some things. God tells you, no, not right now, for stuff for you and in your business. Sometimes say God says go full force and you shrink back. That's happened to me. Child, I'm aging. And so I just want to come out and do this. Again, I will be doing this 100 days of Believing Bigger. The goal is to do it. It is a devotional, but the goal is to do it at 9 o'clock at night. Every day. To do it at 9 o'clock. Or earlier. But 9 is my sweet spot. You know, come on here. I'm coming on and coming off. But back when before I leave and we're talking about believing bigger for you and in your business, I want to give a business marketing tip for this year. We are in the first quarter. That's January, February, and March. Y'all need more than the get your LLC together, get your business credit together. Y'all need some visibility in 2026. We Marketing is it's not the same no more as it used to be. It's not social media, it's interest media. What's interesting to people. Yeah, what's interesting to people. What's going to catch their eye first. So in this season for your business, believe for guidance and expanding your network. Believe on guidance on people and believe on guidance on people that you can work with to do life and business with. Okay? This is one of my secret notes I have right here. Ask God for guidance and expanding your network and guidance on people that you're called to do life and business with. That's not going to be jealous of you, not going to just tell your business, take your ideas. But you got to be in this, you got to believe more for you and yours. You have to believe more. And so while we're doing this book, 100 Days of Believing Bigger, the first 2 days we're talking about trusting God's timing. Trusting God's timing. It's not easy to trust that timing for God for you and your life and your business. We live in this economy is a little cray-cray right now. But God is bigger. Remember that. God is bigger. So, I'll be back tomorrow for the 100 days of Believing Bigger. We will be on day number 3. Okay? This is the book. We'll be on day number 3 on 100 days of Believing Bigger, as tomorrow is January the 3rd. Can y'all believe tomorrow is January the 3rd already? Tomorrow is January the 3rd already. Okay? All right, guys, you have a good night. And I'll be over here more talking on TikTok. Oh, oh my gosh, y'all! I didn't get to see my comments. Let me read my comments. Sorry. Okay, good, Dion. Okay, good, Brian. Hey, Sonya. Hey, Brian. Happy New Year, girl. I'm just not seeing the comments, and I'm posting them on the screen. Hey, Dr. Julia, I'm doing one of your numbers. I am on live. Yes, ma'am. You had never seen me on live. I haven't been live in a minute. Dr. Julia said, God commands the angels on our behalf. Yes. She also said, we must specifically ask God to send the heavenly host. Okay? She also said, when the angel gave Daniel the message, he said, God heard you the first time you prayed. Ooh, that's powerful right there. That is powerful right there. Yes, Dr. Julia, I'm doing a mile a day, right? A mile a day. That's the goal. That's the goal, to do a mile a day. So I did it. I sometimes we tell our own self lies and we're not accountable. We don't. No one else is holding us accountable, so we ain't got to do it. But I'm through telling myself lies, telling my own self lies. So, in order to be a better person, I heard this one person was saying, in order to be the person that you want to be on the other side, what got to be done? What got to be done to be this better person? What's standing in between you is habits, systems. I can surely believe it because I was exercising on a regular basis, and then I got sick. And when I got sick, that just threw the whole thing off. I could be probably smaller now. I could have been probably smaller now, but dang, I missed my comments. I wish I saw them earlier. But no. So I hope y'all got y'all planners. Again, it's the book that we're gonna be reading. 100 Days of Believing Bigger for the next 100 days. Tomorrow will be on day number 3. Tomorrow is January the 3rd. This is my planner. I'll be using the same kind of planner. And then I was talking to a friend of mine today. And so I'm ready to go ahead and schedule some things. See, I got my tab right here. I'm ready to schedule some things for January. Already planning stuff. But Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you. Brian, Sonya, Dr. Julia for joining me today on this broadcast. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Not around this time. I'm planning on doing it earlier tomorrow, probably about 9 o'clock. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a happy and prosperous 2026. Let's take ourselves more seriously. Let's not continue to lie to our own selves on stuff that we said. On stuff that we say. We ain't telling nobody else. But this is stuff that we said we gonna do. We told ourselves this stuff. Let's do that. 100 days of believing bigger in you and in your business. I'll see y'all.